Hey guys, how you doing? It's May. It's gonna be better than April. It's gonna be fine. April 30th, I recorded this commentary, about 3 hours. It was awful and I had to scrap it. The picture was still messed up from my OBS problems, which I have fixed now. But also, I was coming down sick that day and I was all over the place. And I still have it. I may post it on Patreon if I feel completely. My brain just died, and that's about right. All the Silent Hill stuff on Patreon is free, partly because I just don't want to deal with Konami with copyright issues. So if you want to see any extras, you want the recaps with all the sources and pictures and everything, if you want it in a PDF file, all of that is on Patreon. You can walk right in and get it. Use it like an email list. Tell you when I've got something new up. Otherwise, the levels are like $1 and $5. It's the dollar menu of Patreons. It's a good time. So, we're here today. This is one of my favorite areas. Okay, I've played it so many times. I've recorded it so many times. Anytime I did any kind of first run, practice run, my dog is trying to get petted. He's a very jealous dog. He's jealous of the attention I'm giving literally anybody else right now. It's one of my favorite areas. I have multiple recordings that I've been pulling clips from that are on here on YouTube. I have a playlist called The Cursed Fifth Commentary with little bits that were either funny or actually said something well phrased, I thought, or something unexpected happened. But for the most part, we're here today. We're going to get this done. I'm recovering from being sick. That was April's parting shot at me. I came down sick that night after recording a bad commentary while I was watching Ian's Twitch stream. I came down with a fever while watching it. So here we are, the next week, recovering for the most part. A recap. When last I actually had a commentary recording, we fought Pyramid Head. I got out of there in 2 tries. That was honestly pretty good for me. The first time I fought him, I did survive and I got out after literally screaming my head off. Literally screaming. An actual panic attack for about 6 minutes. Video. You can watch this. But this time I got out in 2. James is looking for his special place with Mary. It's easy to lose sight of that fact because it was back in the second video that he solved the jukebox puzzle with the song, with the memory that told him to go to Rosewater Park. He's been trying to get there since through 2 different apartment complexes, one of which is located in hell, apparently. And so now we are here, and we are about 30 seconds from Rosewater Park. This section, and God knows I've played it 6 times, doesn't have a boss. It doesn't have a boss. It's got a fun amount of fighting. It's got a couple of scrums here and there, and then some backyards we get to fight our way through. And I'm very good at it. I know where everything is. We're going to have fun. But there's no big anxiety building, oh no, am I going to get out of here in 20 tries or not? There's no boss like that. This is all character work. There's, I think, 5 cutscenes. We're going to hear from Laura, Eddie, and Maria. It's going to be so much fun. And I have so many things to say because the OBS issue took me so long that I wasn't even sure I was going to have a video. I had all the Queen's horses and all the Queen's men working on OBS with me for 2 or 3 weeks. I thought maybe I was just going to have to give up and this was life now. I was just going to write recaps while Ian played on his stream and this was just going to be life. So I already have most of this recap written, which means that there's no corrections, there's no additions. It's me hoping I remember everything I wanted to say. That's a little bit of pressure, but I've planned it out a little better since the last time I recorded this. I'm always recording this. Some say she is still recording this to this day. Can we resume, sweetie? Here we go. Okay, so here we are. We are right outside Blue Creek Apartments. You wouldn't know it's hell in there, but you'd be surprised. Again, the other world isn't literally hell, probably, but sure feels like it. Okay, there are Bible verses on the license plates all throughout town. I am not going to go through all of them again. That's in Ephesians 1. I've been through it before, but also I have a post. Thank you. Okay. I have a post that lists all of them that I found through, I want to say a post on Silent Hill Heaven forums. It takes W to walk, nutty. I played Brookhaven Hospital Otherworld all yesterday. I shouldn't be this I shouldn't be this out of sorts. It's fine. It's fine. There is exactly one Bible verse I want y'all to know about. I don't know if we see it. It's Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 10:20. No, I imply that what they sacrifice to demons and not to God. I do not want you to be partners with demons. That's going to come up in a bit, and that's why I want to make sure you hear that one. The other ones, Matthew's, Ephesians, possibly Lamentations. I've got a post where we can go over them. We're not going to worry about them. The Woodside Apartments gate. If you watched previous videos, you'll remember when I fought a swimming pool full of lying figures and wandered off towards the side, towards a gate and a map. And I was like, oh, look at this over here. And then a lying figure vomited at me. And I forgot to finish that thought entirely. What I was trying to tell you is that if we could have gone through this gate, and I was on the other side of it at the time, we could have been at Rosewater Park in 30 seconds. But because this is Silent Hill, you can't ever do that. Everything in your path has got to be locked or blocked. There's a barrier. You have to go around some crazy long way. And so here we are, several hours later on the other side of that gate. That is why I was trying to show it to you. Okay. Y'all know I'm always a little jerky and a little jumpy at the beginning of a commentary. I need to warm up a little bit. Okay. Here's something I really wanted to point out. Sweetie, I don't know why I blame him when it's very clearly me. I'm sorry, James. I'm very sorry. I'm trying to frame this right. Okay, so I keep talking about how Mary is associated with red flowers. No. Maria is associated with red flowers. Mary is associated with white flowers. The fact that I get them mixed up is kind of the point, honestly, because James is going to get them mixed up as well. And that flowers are this important motif, but specifically the flower shop itself is important. It's the first location in town we really walk through, aside from the auto shop, outside of town, I'll argue. We walk through it, and I tell you a story in the first video about how near the end of the game, James has a flashback to a time he tried to visit Mary in the hospital with a bouquet of flowers, and she started screaming at him, I don't want any damn flowers. Get the hell out of here. And I think that really hurt him, and that really stuck with him. So the flower shop itself shows up a lot, and we see at least 2 ads for it, as well as the shop itself. Such as this one, Sanders Street Flower Shop is painted on the side of this building. And when I was doing the scrapped commentary, I suddenly noticed, genius that I am, for the first time that there's a white flower there on your right. Looks like a hibiscus. And there is another white flower, kind of looks like a Morning Glory type trumpet flower by the S in shop. White flowers associated with Mary and her illness. But then I noticed there on the left side is a little butterfly by the F. Moths are associated with Mary. There's that Bible verse at the beginning, like a moth-eaten thing with death and illness. Butterflies are associated with Maria. So that's really interesting. However, I think you can also make an argument, separate from Mary and Maria, that it might be that red and butterflies are health, white and moths are illness. And then one day I lost control of the mouse, as I do, and I lost control of the camera, and I saw this way up here as part of the flower shop ad. The woman being brunette, I think, is meant to resonate with Mary, but she's got all these red flowers. I think those are gladiolas. And so I think this is when, that's right, James, it's gladiolas. I think this is when red comes in as good health. This woman looks very healthy, active in the outdoors. The style is very kind of 40s World War II home front kind of looking, very capable and active. And I think part of the reason for this ad is that it looms so high over James, much the way the memory of Mary looms over his consciousness, his entire thought process. It does, doesn't it? So, that's right. I was so glad I looked up and saw that, because especially with the original Silent Hill 2, as I have seen, it's a fixed camera angle, and it's mostly kind of pointed at the wall or the floor, and so you forget that this is basically, I don't know if the actual term is a free camera. I think that might be something a little different, but you can look anywhere you want to, and people forget, including me, people forget that you can do that. So it's worth kind of stopping and looking around now and then and seeing what you can find. Now, let's see. We're about to have a cutscene with Laura, the little girl that James has beef with because she stomped on his hand when he was trying to get a key. Okay. One of the things with this game is I'm not sure if I want to spoil things a couple of minutes in advance. Like, it's one thing to say, here's the spoiler warning I always forget to give. I'm going to spoil anything in this game except the one big thing, which is what James can't remember he did. But I'm willing to talk about who the characters are, how they know each other, what happens to them, their own personal endings. I'll talk about any of the endings of the game. And so I'm willing to talk about that, but there's a point when you're like, we're 20 seconds out. I don't want to spoil for you exactly what's about to happen. Sometimes maybe I should. It's hard to judge. I want you to look at Octantis Fuels here, and the fact that the logo is sort of a compass star. I'll show you when we actually get to the gas station why it looks like that. The other thing is I always forget to give a spoiler warning. Good for me. I always forget to give any kind of content warnings, even though I specifically wanted to do so. And funny enough, this one basically doesn't really have all that many. I mean, it's just basically the same combat you've been seeing. Acid vomit, blood, beating things with a stick. We're about to get a pipe. We're going to upgrade. There's a handgun. Like, it's not, we don't have any really deep, serious topics. Except that we do get to, I was going to say the third video. I've broken this up into 4 posts to put it on Tumblr. The third post is what I'm thinking of. We're going to talk about alcoholism in a bar. So I'll give you a heads up. If I will remember, not if, when, I will remember when we get to the bar. If you see red Solo cups and I forget to tell you, that's where the alcohol is coming in. So
hey. It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who stepped on my hand.
Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
I don't know. What's a big dum-dum like you doing here anyway?
Hey, that's not very nice. Didn't your parents teach you any manners? What you got there?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
What? Hey, wait! How do you know her name?
Buddy, her name is the least of the issues in that sentence. James, you need to ask some other questions. So that's Laura. I actually really like the way Laura and James interact because he does lose his shit with her a few times, and people talk about what a temper he has. And I'm like, he really only does that when it has something to do with pushing his Mary buttons, and he just throws all sense to the wind. And we've seen him do that before. Or when it's like she's doing something he thinks at least is dangerous. That's right, gotta protect her. And it's like jerking a little kid out of traffic, where it's like, you're about to get run over. I don't care how hard I pull on your jacket. I'm trying to save your life. That's kind of what's going on with them. For the most part, as you see in this scene, he's actually pretty good with her. And there was that subtext of he and Mary had wanted to have kids that Masahiro Ito confirmed. And he actually kind of has a slightly paternal dynamic with the other characters as well, with Eddie and Angela, and like, hey, are you alone in town here? Like, are you okay? What's going on? He does kind of have that. And so I really like the way he talks to her. Like, she's just a little person, just a normal person, but small and young. A good bit of respect, like, hey, where are your parents? Not, condescendingly. He's fairly good with her. And you'll notice that when he says, about her parents, and she kind of sags and looks sad. And if you look at his face, he kind of nods to himself like, she doesn't have parents. He catches on to that. And he changes his tone to be more engaging, more sympathetic. And she is an orphan. Oh. She knew Mary in the hospital. And she knew that James did not visit Mary enough. I don't know if part of that enough was she actually did see James visit. I don't know. But she doesn't like him on Mary's behalf. So that's what all of this beef is about. But she knows what he looks like, because she knew on sight to kick the key away from him. So she's either seen a picture of him or she has seen him in the hospital. We don't know. She loves to draw, as we saw in Woodside with her pictures of the bunnies, the rabbits, her and Mary, some sunflowers. She loves teddy bears. So there's a bear. Is that supposed to be a cat or a dog? I'm not sure. Her character design, the same as the original game, was apparently based on the little girl, the daughter in Con Air, the Nicolas Cage movie. And so it occurred to me that adds a little context as to maybe why she drew herself as a bunny. But we are very close to Rosewater Park, so it is time to keep going. This is a great shot of just so liminal of this tunnel and what we'll call the light at the end of the tunnel there. I don't know if you can see it, but as we go in, look for the word wish written kind of on your left. You're also going to listen for something in the background. There it is. All right, that was Mary's last breath that you hear occasionally. I think we've heard it in Woodside Apartments, Saul Street Apartments. The lakeside areas with the gardens on both sides of the lake are some of my favorites. We're going to look at several things. James, I'm waiting for you to say something, buddy. I'm trying to be polite and let you talk, and you're not talking. I always leave bullets in the park.
is it. Mary, could you really be here?
I'm gonna let you keep thinking that. This is the statue of Patrick Chester, a Civil War hero. He has no head. Almost all of the statues don't have heads. Since I do have a very deep Southern accent, I want to make sure you know that the Union side, he would have fought on the Union side because this is Maine, way up north. The Union side was the correct side. You don't have to worry about who you're listening to talk right now. I'm not back here from the War of Northern Aggression, where Union's a good time. Let's see what the inscription says. Patrick Chester, son of Edward. He fought and died for the people, for liberty, and for all of our tomorrows. His memory lives on. He appears in the Silent Hill Past Life comic, or he's mentioned, I think. It's set in, I think, the 1800s as well. All right. We're not going to go through there to the boardwalk just yet, James. We have more things to look at. All right. I have been through this area so many times. I'm acting like I don't know where everything is, but really I'm pretty sure I know everything. I don't know who the sun hat belongs to. I feel like I should. Here's a brochure. We have Pete's Bolorama, which I will take you to later in this video. Neely's Bar, where the jukebox was. The middle column, Silent Hill Historical Society. We will pass that, and then we will, today, and then we will come back to it for a really big moment a few videos from now on our way to Toluca Prison. Boat trips. James is going to row across the lake for the last area of the game. Jack's Inn, we will also be going there today. Beauty Rest. Let's see. Never Too Late for Quiet Cocktails. As far as I know, this doesn't do anything in the game, but that's why I felt compelled to point it out when we were in Eastern South Vale in the shopping district. And I'm sure you were like, why are you pointing that? Because it's in the brochure, and I just couldn't stand it. T's Italian Restaurant also doesn't have a whole lot, except it does have pizza boxes, and Eddie does love pizza. And that was the point when I said, I don't understand how he's getting fresh pizza. Do the mannequins deliver? I don't understand how this works. That was the Italian restaurant. So let's look at what the brochure says. Welcome to Silent Hill, a quiet little lakeside resort town. We're happy to have you. There's no better place than here to let go of your busy schedules and finally enjoy a relaxing vacation. Rows of quaint, rustic houses mark a gorgeous mountain landscape, and as the dawn turns to dusk, the surface of Toluca Lake shines a whole range of dreamlike colors. Silent Hill will move you and fill your heart with peace. We're more than certain your time here will be pleasant and leave you with memories that will stay with you forever. And that's hilarious now. But I mean, at the time, that's accurate to what James and Mary's experience of the town was like. And on the video I scrapped, I started talking about, Silent Hill sounds terrifying. Why would you go vacation there? And then you're like, okay, but it sounds terrifying because of these stories that have been told about this town that was at some point kind of normal. And I once phrased this as people in Dracula don't know they're in Dracula. That actually was me. That is my contribution to Western civilization. That phrase. Maybe also cousins, totally cousins. That was also me. That's it. That's all I've contributed. But let's walk around a little bit more. I'll show you a better view of this in a little bit. That gate. All right. So we're going to look for a couple of other things maybe. All right, here's a rusty syringe, which I always pick up in parks. I definitely want to use those. I believe this is one of James's jackets. A time loop James. It's just very, very faded. At first I had wondered if it was Heather's in Silent Hill 3, because it is a very pale color, but no, it's got sleeves, so that doesn't look right. It's also a little more green. So I do think it is one of James, just very sun-bleached. All right, I think at this point we've made the circuit. I'm gonna run you here real quick. Let's pause. Okay, I think we found it. This seems like a dizzying maze of park garden, and I've just been through it so many times. I almost could map it for you. Now what could that be? Let's see. The blue gem, it says maybe I could use it somewhere. Now, I pulled this out on the rooftop of Saul Street Apartments because it also made that little woobling sound. This is for the joke UFO ending. If you pull it out a third time in the hotel, you can end the game right there, which is great if you're speedrunning. And you will see an update, slightly different, of the original game's UFO ending. I don't know who these two gentlemen are. Nobody knows. We talked about Anam Cara, the song playing on the jukebox, and how it means soul friend, and how a man without a soul friend is like a body without a head. Nobody has friends here. Not in the least. I don't know. Handshake. Covered in ivy? Ivy seems to turn up later as something important, so I don't know if that's relevant or if it's just covered in ivy. Okay, this to me is one of the most important things you'll find in this entire area. A memorial that says, "In memory of the 67 who died of illness and now sleep beneath the lake." Write that down. You're going to need to remember that number. Or I'll write it down. I have it. It's on video. But just remember that I pointed it out. Hang on. Trying to keep my sniffling off mic. Coffee and waffles. Very nice. We're going to take a look at this boardwalk in a minute. So I'm not going to... No, we do need to check one more thing. One more thing. Okay, he can't get out. Now, when I first recorded this, I thought I would try to kind of keep it a little bit of a surprise. And I was going to let you think, okay, he's finally found the pier. Maybe you don't know that this game is at minimum 16 hours, if you're not speedrunning. Maybe you might think it's possible he could find Mary right here. But I realized that left me with about half an hour of hard talking. So we're going to try to do some of this up front. I need you to look at this picture of Mary. Now, I did this anyway. You really, really get a good look at her face. And we're going to sit here with Mary because we don't see her hardly at all. We're really going to sit here with Mary while I tell you a few things. We're about to meet Maria. That's what I didn't want you to know. Maria, who has haunted all my commentaries in advance. Maria is kind of a sexy wife doppelganger. She is, quote, born from a wish. That's the title of her DLC in the original game. Bloober has not yet remade it. Prayer hands up, maybe later this year. I don't know. I'm hoping so hard. I need it. I need a remake of that DLC. Like I need air. I need it. So I've watched it, the original version played on YouTube. It's only half an hour. And Maria is born from, I'm inferring, James's wish for company, which is a word Maria will use actually. Company during his wife's illness. That's the best version of it. More realistic version of it is that he wants someone who's sassy and fun and carefree and healthy and not sick, because he's kind of a piece of shit in that regard. I think he's wishing for somebody who will make him feel more alive. And I think Maria may also be born from her own wish to be alive. And throughout the game, all she intuits, I won't even say she knows it, all she intuits is that loving James and being loved by him is her entire existence. And it's the only way she can exist, she can stay alive. And given that she was created for him, she will say, I'm here for you, James. I'll be anything you want. Considering that she is made for a man, she shows a really interesting amount of personhood and agency in fighting for that existence. She's able to say things that either he doesn't know or maybe doesn't agree with, which is also intriguing. But there will be a point where he says, I can't be around you anymore. He doesn't say, I don't need you, but that is kind of he says that to someone else, to another manifestation. And so that's kind of implied. We can't do this anymore. And she says, no. She directly defies him and is, I think on one hand, she says, I won't let you go. I can't. In order to live, she cannot let him go. And she fights for her own life in that sense. And so Maria is a fascinating character to me. So when I say that she was born as a doppelganger of his wife for him, don't think that doesn't mean she doesn't have a mind of her own in some ways that are both confusing and maybe discomforting for him in some ways. But what we learn in this DLC, we learn very, very little. She is sitting there at this club called Heaven's Night, where it's implied she may work, or someone who looks like her may have worked, and she was born in this woman's image, because if she's sprung into being earlier today, she hasn't actually lived that life. But she seems to be made in the image of someone called Lady Maria, who works there. You see a poster for her in Silent Hill 3. And she says out loud to, us, talking to herself, she's afraid of loneliness. She desperately does not want to be lonely, to be alone. She doesn't want to die. She is afraid of pain. And upon finding out that she may have been alone through the entire story, the whole time, that she may have been talking to a ghost, that drives her to want to end her life. And she doesn't, clearly. But death, pain, and loneliness are things that she deeply, deeply fears. And I want you to keep that in mind as you watch the scene that's about to happen. She is very manipulative, and James falls for it every single time. She'll bring out the crocodile tears. She'll bat her eyelashes. Now I say every single time, but she tries a lot of approaches that don't work on him. They don't distract him from Mary. He sort of maintains his position as a faithful widower, a faithful husband trying to find his wife. But in terms of, trying to get him to go this way or that way, or let's stop here, she manages to get her way a lot of the time. And so I want you to watch out for manipulation in this scene. What I did ask in the original version of this video is for people to watch the acting very, very closely. I know it's a video game, but it's so good. And so much of the story is told in their faces, in how confused James gets. The moments he gets confused, how Maria reacts to that, trying to put herself in his field of vision so he won't think about Mary, how he reacts to her, how he doesn't react to her. And me telling you this now will cut about half an hour of rambling off the talking afterwards, because I don't have to reenact half of it for you. So, and again, me rambling here served a purpose. You got to sit here and look at Mary's photo the whole time. So, Ian talks about the music. That's the one last thing on his stream. And he discovered in taking it apart that Akira Yamaoka has hidden a bit of the Magdalene slash Anam theme in here, so that he's taken the Magdalene Maria music, repurposed it at the beginning of the game for Mary, but now he's also brought it in for Maria's first scene, so that her music is woven into both of these women through the entire game. Okay, James, let's go.
Mary? No. You're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. Your face, your voice, you could be...
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Warm.
Sorry, I got confused.
Hey. Where are you going?
I need to find Mary.
Didn't you say she died?
Oh. Yeah. 3 years ago. It's just... I got a letter from her.
A letter?
I know how it sounds. I'm not... I don't...
Hey. It's okay. So, what did the letter say?
She said she was waiting for me. In our special place.
And that's here?
She's hatching a plan.
Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is this your only special place?
I don't know anymore. There was something. I can't quite...
Hey! I think I might know. I mean, there's this one place. Not far from here.
What kind of place?
The kind two lovers might call special. I can show you if you want. Unless you have somewhere else to be. Something else to do. Hey, easy there. I'm just messing with you. Come on. It's this way.
You're coming with me? Can't you just tell me where it is?
You're just gonna leave me here? Alone? With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
Is it because I remind you of her? You loved her, didn't you? Didn't you?
All right, just... Come on.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's almost like a vampire needing to be invited. Okay, there's broken light bulbs strung up here. Some of them are broken. And when she got in his way, I don't know that she did this consciously, but that light there is what she stood in front of. For some reason, I at first thought it might have been the lighthouse. It's the sun, I think. And I had that whole thing about Mary being symbolized by that sun mural. And Maria, hey girl. Maria kind of being the false light of the moon.
Let's go.
compared to that. And so it's the sense of Maria blocking a guiding light. I'm going to try to take that scene and move backwards. The original Monica Taylor Horgan performance of Maria is a lot more abrasive and aggressive and kind of taunting. And she does, sorry Maria, come with me. I'm going to vamp for some time here. You want to come talk about any of the statues, Maria? You going to come with me? Hey. We're going to spend the next hour driving her bugfuck insane, refusing to go the way she wants to go.
I can see why you and your wife like this place. It's nice. Sad. But nice.
It used to be different. I guess you'd know that. Aren't you from this town?
It's a bit complicated.
I've never gotten that before. I'd never bothered trying to go this way. Okay, so we're doing a good thing here. See, and she said, it's complicated. Yeah, because she was just born this morning at a club from his psyche. Mm-hmm. Let's vamp a little more and let's see if she'll say anything else. The Monica Taylor Horgan performance was much more taunting and confrontational. And at the end, she says, maybe you hated her. And this Maria, as I've put it before, is much more catching flies with honey than vinegar. And she says, admiringly, you loved her, didn't you? And so that is still so out of pocket to say to a man you just met. What are you talking about? She clearly knows something. Or maybe she doesn't know something, but she has a vested interest in his relationship that she should not have. We're going to walk down here. This is what I was kind of saving till the end so we could have time. Hey girl, where'd you go? Okay, you're back there. She said, so it's okay. If she comes from his psyche, it's almost like, in some ways, she may not be able to contradict his will. That may be why she had to ask for that. I'm really trying not to have James just stand stock still. I'm so sorry. What did she say before that? When she says, you were just going to leave me here? That's partly manipulative because she's laying it on kind of thick. That's partly, I think, disappointment. That this guy, she's made for him and he's just going to ditch her ass immediately. But when I finally watched Born from a Wish and I went, no, she's genuinely afraid too. She's afraid of death and pain and these monsters, and he's not going to take care of her. And I'll tell you, once we get through here in some dialogue, what she does or doesn't know about James.
Strange. I could have sworn.
What? Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
A lot of things will be magically open if you check them. What was that? If you check them before you're with Maria, they'll magically be open once she's with you.
This place we're going to, what is it exactly?
It used to be kind of a special place for young couples in these parts. I think it's easier if I just show you.
Okay, so in the Dale Robinson Strange Photos theory, this would be letter number 14. And then you see 3 finger marks on the table, 1, 2, 3, SOF, F. I'm guessing in the sentence, you've been here for 2 decades. The F in 4 is the 14th letter, I'm guessing. And that's what it spells out, this kind of secret message. Whether it means we the fans, or they, the OG fans, because I've been here for 6 months, I don't know, have been here playing this for 2 decades, or James has been wandering from 1986 or so to the 2001 release of the game, or he's been wandering from the 2001 release of the game to 2024. I don't know. But as a recap, that's what the Strange Photos are. I had thought that maybe Maria had learned something about James in the DLC. And what happens is she's speaking to a man named Ernest Baldwin, who says, "Do you believe in fate?" And eventually she says, "What if I did?" And he says, that James, he's a bad man. This is the first time anybody has mentioned a man, a James, anything. And he says, he's looking for the you that isn't you, Mary. And Maria kind of thinks to herself and says, because he's kind? Like, as a question, like this logically follows in any way whatsoever. But she seems to almost download some kind of memory. It turns out that she does display some of Mary's memories at times, because the two of them are kind of confused in his subconscious. Maria, sweetie, let me have you get on camera. Can you be on camera? She has dark roots. In the original game, she just had straight blonde hair. She didn't have dark roots. And Ian found a video where the current devs actually say they did that on purpose. They gave her bleached blonde hair to show that she comes from James. This version of this woman that he loves came from him this time. And I'm going to let her go through her animation so you can see those. That's right. I think it also means that there is a core of Mary in her. And Bloober Team is really highlighting that. And I think, Maria, you're distracting me. I noticed in the scene on the pier that we just watched that they are eye to eye, which is very unusual in media. Usually studios go out of their way to have male characters, whether it's a movie, a game. The men are usually significantly taller, to the point where it's notable when a male actor is known for being shorter. Not even short, just shorter. It's kind of known. And so most actors they try to find are significantly taller. And so this game goes out of its way to show you these two people eye to eye. And I know she's wearing heeled boots, but even so. That was what really tipped me off. But then one of my first runs when I was wandering around South Vale with Maria, I kind of had the thought process of, Mary and Maria have opposite hair colors, if you will, light and dark. And I assumed it was sort of a blondes have more fun kind of cliche. And James wanted somebody who'd be super fun. And then I basically thought, blonde because different, but what if blonde because same? Like, this was a very sophisticated thought process on my part. And the way they kind of look, I won't say like the same person, but kind of. The same height and the same hair color. Like she's from him. And so it turns out Max Darrett on YouTube has some videos where he talks about Maria being James's anima in a Jungian sense, a female counterpart. And they did, Team Silent, back 20-something years ago, actually did openly use Jungian psychology for some of this. There is a diagram of the Jungian psyche in Brookhaven Hospital that's been carried over from that game. So the idea that she's his anima is very much in play as a possibility of being intentional. And it was their heights that basically tipped me off to that. But I do think, in addition to that understanding, they have given Maria dark roots to bring a little bit more of the core of Mary back into her. And she is sweeter. She is sweeter and gentler and sometimes very tender with him. And I like that they added that. Like, she's still sassy. And she'll yell at him a few times. But it is more of a honey and vinegar thing. And the thing is, the fact that this game has time loop imagery in it, and maybe you don't want to buy into that, and maybe you do. Maybe James and Maria have changed a little bit over the 20 years he's been wandering here. Maybe she's updated from the Christina Aguilera outfit she was wearing in 2001 to something more grown-up and sophisticated. Let's turn around and look at her. That's a bush. Hey. Hey, girl. She looks a lot more grown up and sophisticated now. Maybe that's what he wants 20 years later. Maybe his tastes have evolved. There you go. Maybe he's experienced some things over these 20 years of time loops, and he's retained some of that experience. And Silent Hill itself has kind of renovated and touched up and changed the map a little bit. And maybe it's tried to keep up with what he's learned about the town, leaving those little notes for himself along the way, or at least that's my interpretation. And I'm pausing here because we're going to go into some dialogue once I go a little further. I think maybe that's why Maria has changed. I know people got big mad that they changed her character design a little bit, but maybe there's an in-story reason for that. Buddy, come on, we got this.
Who is that?
Just a woman. Killed for no real fault of her own by moral, upstanding folk. Common theme, I guess.
What do you mean?
In history, you know?
Okay, so let's read this. I'll put it up on screen, but some of it's blocked out. You can actually read it pretty clearly from the monument itself. Victim of persecution by the Christians. And I'll stop here for a moment. The reason that's significant is because the United States is culturally such a Christian, and especially Protestant, country. To see a monument speaking of the Christians as a third party tells you something. And it hints that this town is run by the order, the cult, that they would refer to the Christians as a separate group. Jennifer Carroll here is sort of considered a saint and a martyr to the order. And that is why she is presented as the praying woman, this very Madonna-like figure up there on the statue. Victim of persecution by the Christians, Jennifer Carroll lived with pride and honor. What happened here shall never be forgotten. Ian was saying that there's only 2 Silent Hill movies that have been released, so it would have had to have been the first one. They show Jennifer Carroll being burned alive. I don't think it's specified as to what happened to her, just in the in-game lore. But here's something interesting about that dialogue we just had. How hostile James sounds when he's like, what do you mean? He can't ever be like, what do you mean? So many times with Maria, he just sounds so hostile. She's basically giving him some feminism 101 here, which means these are thoughts he didn't have. He had never thought about women in history like that. But she came from his mind. She is capable of having thoughts and knowledge and opinions that he doesn't have. And that may be why he sounds so hostile and in such discomfort, because he doesn't know she's from his subconscious. But he may kind of feel this, little feeling in the back of his mind like, how is she able to go against me or know things I don't know? How is that possible? I was high on cold medicine during a different cold. And so there's a recording of me being like, holy shit, look at this bridge. This is fucking beautiful. You don't even have to see this. Oh my God, it's like a whole bridge. So it is really pretty. We walked right past it at the beginning. There's no reason you necessarily have to go through here. But we're looking for one more area. I'm doing a decent job at parceling the discussion out so far. Like, props to me, because the previous version of this was me just standing stock still for 20 minutes at a time. Here we are. Me, heart, she.
Want to take a breather?
What? No, Sorry, I'm just a bit preoccupied.
It's fine. You know, if there's anything you want to talk about, anything at all.
No. Let's just keep moving.
Girl, I don't know you. I met you 10 seconds ago. I'm not going to tell you shit. What are you talking about? These are the red flowers I was talking about that are associated with Maria. When we get to Moonlight Grove is full of these flowers. And I think that this graffiti, James looks at it and thinks of Mary. Maria, with these red flowers, looks at it and hopes that he will think of her. Obviously, he's not going to yet. But she just comes on so strong. And I love that. I love her so much. She is just the most all the time. Love it. So, going back to Born From a Wish, and she's told there's a man named James. He's a bad man. He wants to find the her that isn't her. And she thinks, for some reason, that he's kind. She just has some intuition. I hope that Bloober remakes this game, this DLC, and gives us a lot more information about, does she ever see him in her mind? Does she have any of Mary's memories that lead her to think, oh, that was really sweet of him? Like, why does she think any of this? Why did she go to the pier? Did she have some instinct that she needed to wait there? Did she have some image? Because you'll notice that entire conversation, I had thought maybe she was told or remembered that he had a wife. Something I read made me think she knew this. She says, do I look like your girlfriend? That's just banter. She doesn't know. She has no idea. And when he mentions his late wife and then says, I got a letter from her, like, no wonder she fucking looks concerned by this, because number one, you've got a wife who's dead, but she's clearly not dead enough if she's sending you letters. Like, what's happening? This is her rival now. And clearly he is so still in love with his wife. She's going to wonder, what does this girl have? What does this woman have that I don't have? No, literally, what does she have? I'll get it. I'll be it, whatever you need to be. I think, here's another headless statue. I think this statue also has overtones of Mary with, let's say, Laura at her knee. Kind of a mother and child thing that's going to make James think of Mary. That was the other thing about the Jennifer Carroll statue. Jennifer Carroll being persecuted and Maria bringing the persecution of women in history up. She is kind of literally a scarlet woman associated with the color red and working at a club or having the persona of somebody who did. Okay. And so there's a sense of, the Scarlet Woman, the dichotomy of the Virgin Mary and Mary Magdalene. She has a piece of music, Magdalene, for her. And that Jennifer Carroll statue kind of blends both of them with the Madonna-like praying woman, but also a woman who was persecuted for stepping out of line in any way whatsoever. So it manages to blend Mary and Maria imagery and ideas in a way that James himself kind of confuses Mary and Maria at times later in the game. This is the Liar Gate. I had my whole theory about the game having Orpheus and Eurydice references with the note that said sometimes you just have to look behind. And I read it as, you're not supposed to look behind, but sometimes you just have to. You can't help it. And going through the cemetery at the beginning of the game, like the underworld, the descent to the underworld. And I thought maybe I was just making that up. Trying to get the gleam of light that's so pretty. And then I see this lyre in the metalwork, Orpheus's lyre. And I went, okay, let's try it, but I'm pretty sure it's closed. We were on the other side of that. I was very triumphant when I found that. Trying to see if this door opens. I swear Ian found something at some point, a door that opened, and I have not found it yet. What are you back there? Are you something? Oh-ho-ho! Here's what he found. Success. I don't know who took a jackhammer to every toilet in Silent Hill. I do not know. Broken mirror. No. I mean, I've got plenty of health drinks. Hey, sweetie. Sweetie, can we go back out? Can we go back out? No? Thank you. Please. Thank you. Oh, Maria. I love her, but she's going to get in your way every single minute. Don't do the frame rate on me. Don't do it. I don't want problems with this game again. At some point, I am going to break and probably restart the computer so that we don't have problems. I'm not doing this again. We're not having problems. Okay. I think that may be Is that everything I wanted to show you? Did I get all the pictures? I'm going through my... Okay, that's it. One more thing, though. Where are we going next? She's not going to tell us. Because if she told James where she wants to take him, he wouldn't need her. He's got a map. He'll find it himself. She's holding this information hostage, which means that this entire dynamic is built on manipulation from the start. The gift of fear might call this forced teaming. And I think that's worth noting.
There, we can go through the motel.
Nope. Nope, we're not going there. See, the thing is, we're about to go knock around town, and there's 3 of us in this town, Maria. James's agenda is to find Mary. Your agenda, Maria, is to replace Mary. My agenda...
Hey, why'd you do that?
To keep us alive, Maria. My agenda is to pick up every single collectible. And she hates it when you break windows. And she's going to have to learn to deal with that, because I'm going to be fighting a bunch of monsters off her. And the only way we're going to do that is if I have bullets and health drinks. So, Maria, you're going to deal with it. Is there anything in there? Did I already get the police car? I don't think so. You know you're a real Let's Player when you start snapping at Maria in these little, you know...
Ah! You startled me.
Sorry. These little one-word answers every time Maria complains. Because we all say the same things. We always go, yes, Maria. Again, Maria. Sorry, Maria. We always say that. I mean, you're just gonna. Most of these posters are so degraded, you're not going to see a whole lot. There is one legible thing over here. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good on health items. Maria. Okay. It's not here, it's the other parking spot. I love her, but her little comments throughout South Vale don't endear her to you. They don't. New Way in Medicine, something laboratories. I don't know what this refers to, but it's interesting that it's legible. I know they had the PTV drug crisis manufactured by the Order. I don't know. Okay. We can't use this yet, but he'll write this down on the map for us. We really want to get in there. No, sweetie. Thank you. Okay, so I have a very well-planned agenda for where we are going next. And it's not where she wants to go. Not there. That's Jackson. Not there. Okay, we're going to go there first.
Hey, Wrong way. We already passed the motel.
Oops. Okay. First fight of the day.
I could really use a warning. James?
Oh! Oh! That's such a difficult angle to get to. Nope. Oh, my dog's upset now. We got through an hour without upsetting the dog. He's very traumatized from that first time I screamed my head off at Pyramid Head. He hears me fighting. It's okay, sweetie. Cooper, it's okay. I'm sorry. I promised I wouldn't yell today, but sometimes fights happen. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, that triggers every time you try to get this syringe. Every time. But it's a really awkward angle to get around that pole. Okay. 1983 calendar. Pinup girl. All you can see are the legs. James. Do you ever take a rest? Like, do you even think about anything else, like, ever?
Nothing safe with you around, huh?
No, Maria. You should be happy. That's how I keep us alive. Like, killing things. Oh. Cooper does not like that. Sweetie? Sweetie, it's okay. He does not like it when I play this game. The next game we play, I won't yell about. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll pick something like Killer Frequency or something. Oh, he's got his head on my leg. He's so unhappy. Neighborhood Cafe. Ian had the same reaction to this that I did, which was, what the fuck is going on here? Like, is this Comic Sans? Like, Neighborhood Cafe. Rich fragrance espresso fascinates you. I want to say it says, come to the cafe and taste the heaven. Okay, so it's hard to see, but like espresso is written in these very tall, skinny letters in a rainbow spectrum. Like, happy Pride at the Neighborhood Cafe. I mean, good for them. I don't know. What is happening with this graphic design here? The word heaven is interesting, though, because once they had the Born from a Wish DLC, the main part of the game that we're playing now became known as a letter from Silent Heaven, which theoretically is where Mary is right now. We're going to stick to this side and come back the other way later. And so, which raises questions to me. If Mary got to Silent Heaven, did she go through Silent Purgatory? Did she have a Silent Hill of her own with her own confrontational monsters? Boss fights? Did she have this happen? Did she have to go through imagery from her own psyche? Did any of her monsters and enemies look like James? Did they look like herself? I don't know. Okay, Silent Hill Historical Society, Earth Day at Toluca Lake. The story of yesterday.
James? Your wife, what was she like? Or is... Sorry, I'm not...
That's fine. Why do you ask?
Just curious.
I'm not sure I want to talk about it.
Oh, come on. You said we look alike? At least give me something.
Well, she liked to play the piano. I'm not sure if you're really that much alike.
Oh? I don't strike you as the pianist type?
Let's just leave it.
Sure, James.
I think she's genuinely fishing. What was she like? She truly doesn't know. What are you so into about your wife that I can maybe copy? Okay. Pet center, vaccine clinic, T's Italian restaurant. I will say, as much as I love this game, like 98% flawless, I love it so much. Whether that's an accurate accounting of it at all, I love it. But the characters, just in normal gameplay, just standing still, just talking to each other, not the most expressive or realistic is not really what I'm getting at, but when they're kind of in active cutscenes, more cinematic cutscenes. They look great. The acting's incredible. When it's just kind of their sprites, I guess, it's not my favorite, but I did want to let you just not look at the back of their heads there for a moment. I had Ian talk about Midwich Elementary as a setting in the first game and in the movies, and kind of the non-Euclidean bathroom in there, because I vaguely knew it was a thing. So I got to these buses and I asked him to talk about that. I'm in his Twitch chat on Wednesday nights, twice a month.
You know we're heading the wrong way, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just bear with me, okay?
Whatever you say, big man.
And she starts calling him big man and big guy, even though she's almost the same height he is, and he is not a hugely built guy. I think that's something from his subconscious. He wants to be a big guy. He wants to feel like one. So he has imagined a woman who would call him that. Mary herself calls him handsome. So, Lakeside Amusement Park. Come on, funny, shinny night party. Okay. The horses, you see a sticker of one of these horses at the club. This is a location in Silent Hill 3. So that's what references to the amusement park and the characters from it are about. Let's see. We're going to come right back up this road, so I'm not going to zig and zag like I normally do. I'm mostly just looking for... Oh, I hear somebody. Who is it?
More of those things.
Who is it? Who is it? Wait, is it a creeper? Yeah, Death and Pain. She does not like monsters at all. See, and the thing is, in her DLC, she has like a cleaver, like a giant knife. Actually, we do want to go across here. And a revolver. Like, Maria, pick up a weapon. Oh, did we go past Octantis Fuels? Okay, then we'll keep going. We'll just have some real big fights when we get back. Octantis Fuels will kick your ass, but I really do enjoy it. Oh, it is you. Okay. I'm sorry if I shot you somewhere inappropriate. I'm doing the best I can. Wait, was that still you? That was still you. I've played these areas many times. However, this is my first game in general, my first video game. I'm a mobile gamer. So I compensated for it by practicing and replaying.
Again?
Yes, again, Maria. I had to practice. I don't know what the next big shooter type game I'll play is, because Killer Frequency is a murder mystery. It's not. It's very short. It's not action. But I really did come to like the fighting a lot. I would look for something like this. I've considered Alan Wake, which I think you may need to play Alan Wake to get to Alan Wake 2, which is the one people have really recommended. And they say it's similar to this, maybe inspired a bit by the original Silent Hill 2.
Hey, I'm all for taking the scenic route, but we're not getting any closer to where we want to be, just so you know. This road actually leads out of town.
I know, I felt that maybe she could be around here somewhere.
Did you now?
I love poor James struggling to justify my choices as a player, because the only reason he's going to these places is because I make him. Logically, why would he do any of this? It's me. So he's struggling to justify this. I had to stop right there because if you keep going, this dialogue will interrupt that.
Locked.
Yeah, has been for a while.
You know what's in there?
Not sure. I'm not even sure when was the last time anyone's been inside.
Okay. What? Sorry, buddy. Right up in your business. Very sorry. Here we go. Technically, this road does not lead out of town. Hey, what's up? Giga Computer. There's a Giga store back in town as a or there was in the original game. Giga Computer is their homage to that. Baby and Kids Superstore. I told you about, I was going to say the theory, but the hidden subtext that James and Mary wanted to have kids, which is never overtly stated at all. But Masahiro Ito said that's why he designed the nurses in Brookhaven. Well, hey, you good? Designed the nurses in Brookhaven to have these baby or baby doll type faces because they had wanted to have kids. And I pointed out this actual store in town. And then there's a baby's closet store that's the same type. Hey, just like, you good back there? What are you doing? Okay, so once again, which is completely awkward to be like, hey, Maria, I wanted to have a baby with not you at all, not you. There's a line, if you get one of the endings, spoiler, where Maria is the boss and she's kind of making her pitch to James as to why he should be with her. And she says, I could give you what she never could. And I never quite understood what that meant. I was like, sex? Because Mary was ill and they had kind of a dead bedroom, but that's not, she never could. Are you talking about some kind of fantasy you could fulfill? What are you talking about? And then on this last run, I went, what if she means a baby? What if she means I could give you a baby? Which, I mean, she's a psychological construct, but I don't know. I can't think of any other solution to that riddle. I don't know. Silent Hill Fresh Meats? Hey, can you calm down? Like ever? Nice tips, though. I can't remember what you find there. Is it a strange photo? A lot of these billboards indicate places you need to go back to. You need to make sure you've, well, you can't go back now. You need to make sure you've been there if you play the game again, I guess.
Oh, God. Did the monsters get him?
Maybe. Doesn't make much difference now.
Yeah.
Maria's not used to dead time loop Jameses the way we are. Okay, on this note, when you play the first time, all you get are the first two lines. I can leave by not leaving. I can only leave by not leaving. And I read that as death. He can only get out of Silent Hill by dying. Whether it's letting something get him, doing it himself, I don't know. So in which case his body isn't leaving Silent Hill, but at least his consciousness can. He doesn't have to be here anymore. But then on New Game Plus, you get these lines. The deal is done. He said he left it for me, where they once were. 1887. This is why I did not take you directly to Pete's Bolorama, because we need that number. And I believe where they once were refers to the fact that originally Pete's Bolorama was the scene of, had a scene with Eddie and Laura there, where they once were. So this is very much a time loop thing going on. I don't know who he made a deal with, who this James made a deal with. I don't know who was here and alive in town. Another James? I have no idea. This is so oblique in the first place. We'll talk about that in a minute. This is so oblique in the first place. I don't think it's meant to be solvable. Ooh, 6 bullets.
You think it'll stare back?
The first time you look down into a chasm, she'll say that. However long it takes you to look into one. As Ian pointed out, there's a lot about the void and the abyss in this game. Okay. So there's this really strange slapstick moment in the original game where these two mannequins, I don't know if they jump out, if they're catapulted out. They get a lot of air onto the road at you. And so the remake has kind of acknowledged that by having them flung onto the road while you're not looking. And that's what that sound was. Hey. Okay, so I've unfortunately saved all of the fighting for one long run back. It's a good thing I enjoy it. I just need to remember my dodges. When I'm not warmed up, I tend to let the lying figures headbutt me. I forget the timing. Yes, I am very proud of getting this down to a science. Okay, Pete's Bolorama. The fuck was that? So in the original game, there's this dialogue where they walk up to Pete's Bolorama, and Eddie and Laura are inside. And Maria's like, I don't want to go in. I hate bowling. And James is like, I'm not going into a bowl. What is your problem? And the thing is...
Again?
Yes, again, Maria. Because she's a construct from his psyche, she can't appear in front of other people. She can't... She doesn't realize this. She can't be in front of other people. So she has this mysterious aversion to going in that I think she herself maybe doesn't understand. And so in this game, they're not here. They've changed that. They've moved that to the Reverie Theater. So she has no reason to not want to go in. Gotta get some bullets. Thank you. All right. I'm working with a mouse on a PC, so I'm a little jerky trying to move the mouse around.
You can wait outside if you want. I'll just look around the place.
Why would I want to wait outside?
I thought you might not want to.
James, if you don't want me around anymore, you can just say it.
No, it's not that. Just a stray thought.
Okay, if you're sitting here thinking, Maria, you would not take it quietly if he told you to get out, you're correct. She will not. But the fact that he then says it's a stray thought, he's acknowledging that, like, why did I think that? Why did I think she wouldn't want to come in? I think that previous time loop from the original game is kind of bleeding through, kind of like a sense of deja vu. And he himself is confused as to why he would think that. Okay, this is a very strange note. Hey, what's up with the rack on lane 3? There's some cloth clogging the hood and I can't pull it out. What is that crap? The balls are getting stuck by the end of the lane, so I guess it goes all the way through the under lane? I tried to push it with a pin, but I can't. I can't push the pin in there. I tried both sides. It's blocked. I can't. This is a weirdly insistent note to complain about, like, I can't. It also seems, the subtext I'm getting from there is sexual frustration with the balls and the pin, and I don't know, but we'll look at what they're talking about. Let's not save over Brookhaven. Good Lord. Is that the same place? That's the same place. You can see Maria behind him. Okay, if it's from... Sorry, I'm taking a while to do this because I have messed this up before. I have saved over the wrong thing. I don't know that I won't have to go back and play this again. There's time of death. There we go. Every clock, every time. So now we're going to come out through the office. I really like coming in through the main doors, but it's more efficient to show y'all everything by coming in through the back room. Okay. Maria, sweetie, I need to get past you. Maria, thank you. Okay. I'm not sure if the safe was even here in the first run of the game. It may not have been. It may only appear now. What did I say? 8, 7. Okay. This is for the Bliss ending. I keep getting Bliss and Rebirth confused. the bliss ending, and I'll go ahead and tell you what that's about. I did not acquire it. This is a note from the person he made a deal with. I did not acquire it, nor will I be able to do so. However, I can direct you to where it is. You will find it in a place of care, an island of respite in a sea of suffering. I warned you before. This is a commitment. I hope you can see this now. So we're going to find a gazebo in Brookhaven Hospital, and it holds a bottle of White Claudia, which is the plant extract that they make the drug PTV out of. And the bliss ending is basically, it's a very hey, can I move? Thank you. It's a very Twilight Zone ending. The videotape that shows what James did, the first half of it is just something he recorded of Mary being happy and talking to him. And she coughs. And that's kind of the first moment where everything goes to hell. She's coming down sick. So in the bliss ending, he watches this again and she doesn't cough. And the James recording it kind of walks into the picture. So that's the camera down, walks into the picture. And he kind of looks around and you realize our James is now in the video. He is now conscious, this is him, and he's managed to get back to this point in his life. And they can maybe be happy, and maybe she'll never be sick at all. And so he is kind of in this pocket universe in this videotape. And you cut back to the chair where he was sitting, and he's gone. He's literally living in this videotape now. It's very delusional. I mean, it is. And I think when the note says this is a commitment, it's kind of like you're going into this videotape, and you're not coming back out. And that's why you need this drug, White Claudia, to get into it, because it is, while he is physically transported into it, it also is a very delusional state that this drug will transport him to. So, and that's a new ending.
Ugh. This town's full of monsters. Who could just sit here and eat pizza?
You get an achievement for this glimpse. People love that part. In the original game, this happens in the bowling alley. And James says this to Eddie's face while he is eating that pizza. He's like, who could sit here and eat pizza? He's a lot more aggressive about it. A lot more disdainful. Let's see. I gotta back you up so we can see this. So there's pictures of people having a good time bowling. And then in the middle, there's this fucking Wednesday Addams picture. What the hell? I noticed this like maybe the third time I played this. She's holding a trophy, but the darkness of the picture kind of obscures that it's got trophy handles. And it looks more like the obsidian goblet, I think, that you'll find in the Historical Society. And it's for the rebirth ending. So let me see. Now, see the way most of us would reckon it, this bowling alley has... Here we go. It has 6 lanes. And this is the 6th one, and you can find some bullets in it. And so the note said go to the 3rd lane. And you go to the 3rd lane, and there's nothing in it. And you're like, what the fuck? So then you go Google, and you find a Reddit discussion of it. And they say, don't go to the 6th. Don't go to the 3rd lane. Go to the 3rd ball return by the 6th lane. And you see this cloth stuffed in there. Now, it's not the right fabric. It's not the same fabric as Maria's jacket, which is very leathery. Hey. But it is the right color. And it looks to me like something kind of hidden, stuffed, almost like, to me, like a murder victim's body or their clothes that you're trying to hide. The Maria ending has Maria leaving town, apparently. I don't know that you can leave town. Leaving town with James. And she walks out and she coughs in the parking lot. And James turns to her and says, better do something about that cough. And you're like, oh shit. Okay, that was really callous of you, James. She may also die if she leaves with him. And so I think seeing this jacket crumpled up and discarded is pretty alarming, especially with how sexually frustrated that note sounded. Because once Mary got sick, dead bedroom situation, James, his eyes may have started wandering. We get some implications of that. That may be why Maria's here. Kind of the type of woman he was fantasizing about. He's kind of a piece of shit sometimes, honestly. And so if she gets sick, she's not fun and sexy and carefree anymore. More sexual frustration. Now we don't need her anymore. I don't know. It's really disturbing and it's really alarming. And this is not here until New Game Plus. And I don't know why it's here. And the reason I think it has to do with Maria is because I don't know why else it would be here. I don't know what else it would be trying to tell you. But you don't interact with it. There's no E button. So I don't know how it affects the game in any way. Maybe interacting with the note does it. I don't know if it gives you points towards the Maria ending. Okay, that's not an out. That's a restroom. I think we've seen everything here. Oh boy. I've really fucked up though, not going by Octantis fuels. We'll have fun, but I'm just saying I maybe wanted to pace that out a little better. Oh boy. Okay. Where's Carroll Street from here? We need to make sure we swing by Carroll Street. I'm not good with maps. I have a hard enough time with that kind of thing before I had long COVID. We're gonna pop down Carroll Street real quick. Have some more dialogue.
They're coming.
Oh, where are you? It's just you. There you go. I wonder if that creeper is actually meant to draw your attention to this area. Very helpfully.
Huh.
What is it?
Nothing. Just deja vu.
The club that Maria came from, Heaven's Night, this was the original entrance. In fact, you can see some similar posters and stickers. Let's go down. I do like doing a quick turn because sometimes, very briefly, you get glimpses of things you don't usually, before people or objects or whatever turn back around. It's interesting. Objects turn back around. I don't know. Maybe some of them do. I don't know they're alive. Okay. Good luck to us. We're going to get the jack handle here. I don't usually go around this way. Let's circle around the way I usually go. But let me go ahead and tell you why it's called Octantis. I went and looked this word up because it's not the kind of thing you usually see at a gas station. You know, the North Star, the pole star. Octantis is the southern pole star. So I think that has two meanings. One is that Mary is your guiding light. Maria is the opposite of that. The other is that Maria is your guiding light, your North Star, in this part of the game, because she's trying to take you to a place that'll get you through somewhere else. The only way you can get through town is the area she's going to take you through. And if we're here, we're doing what she doesn't want. We're going the wrong direction. So, fair enough on that one. But in order to be at Octantis, that means you're going the wrong way. Okay, one time, and I have a clip of this, right as I said that, she was like, James, you know we're going the wrong way, right? And it was just like, Octantis fuels. I was hoping she would do something like that again. That last run, My commentary was absolutely terrible, but the timing in that game was incredible. It was so good. Okay. No, we're going to go pick something up out of the car first, because we're going to be running. We're not going to have time to think about this. You know how I've said sometimes there's like a quest item, and when you pick it up, you kind of pay for it. You get swarmed by monsters. We're going to pay for this pretty hard.
There's more of them.
Okay. Okay, where are we? They will come after Maria. They will. Where are you? Don't get Maria. Where are they? Maria? Oh, Jesus. No, 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 no. What are you? No! Okay, see? The dodges. I forgot. I utterly forgot. Now my dog is upset. Okay, quick turn. Get it. Oh. Okay, we got that one. Well, just going to clip straight through Maria. I've played this so much better. James, look at you. You're doing so bad. No, no, where's the creeper? Where's the creeper? Okay. It's one mannequin. I'm rich. I'm going to give you a syringe. We got to look good for Maria. One mannequin. 2 lying figures. 3 creepers, which you can't reach if they're on a wall. Thank you. Partridge in a pear tree, all that good stuff. And then, Cooper, honey, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you for lying down. There you go. He doesn't like this at all. Okay. I know you're so impressed, Maria. There's another lying figure waiting for us back here. Are you going to throw up? What are you going to do? Okay, we got our battle cry there. Maria, can you... Oh, again. I don't have my dodge in place. I'm not warmed up. Gonna check if there's anything here. One time, James, honey. Thank you.
I think they're gone. Again?
Maria, did you not just see? Yes, again. Oh my God. Okay. One time she got thrown up on. I was absolutely mortified. This thing walked straight up to her. It doesn't even have arms to catch her by, and it still walked straight up to her and threw up on her. That was so embarrassing. Honestly. Dry cleaner, which was not open for us to take her to. Yeah, okay, we got bigger problems than a creeper right now. I'm not in the mood to fight these things. Okay, well, apparently I have to, because you're not going to take all my bullets. Get the fuck down. Thank you. Creeper. Where's the creeper? Damn. There's a mannequin around here that hasn't come out yet. One time it sneaked up on me. Where are you? It was actually really funny. A different time, I saw it sneaking across the road. It tried to hide behind a stop sign, and it was really funny. Okay, so that mannequin is behind us, and it's going to come up on us at some point. What's that? What's that? Maria. Maria, where is it? Maria. Oh, it's you! Okay. The mannequin came out shortly after this, when it snuck up on me. Cooper's very upset. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. We're just killing things. It's fine. That's his tail under the table. It seriously jumped up on me from behind. Actually, I think I found a screenshot where you can see it sneaking up, which was really funny. Cooper, sweetie, you can't play. I'm so sorry this is not co-op. I'm so sorry.
Is it over?
Yes, Maria, for the most part. Cooper, honey, it's over. Did you hear me tell Maria? It's over. Oh, now he's trying to climb up into my lap. That's not going to work. Please don't pull the cords. Okay. I'm going to... Okay, it's going to have to come through Maria, so... My sad dog. My sad dog. Cooper, honey, as soon as I can get to a save point, I'll take you out back, okay? So we're going to have a dog-enforced save point at this point. But we won't have... Yeah, we will have a lot of fighting. Never mind, that was a lie. Oh, it's you. Okay. Didn't remember you. Can we get a dodge? Get a dodge. There we go. Good man. We finally got it back together. The dance company. Told you about his thing about legs. There was the dance company in South Vale, Eastern South Vale. There's something else out here. I hear something. It sounds like a creeper. Cooper! Yeah, that's a creeper. Okay. I am straight up going to have to take my dog somewhere because he's not going to like this at all. Oh, good. He's laid down. Okay. Good boy. No, you're being good. You're being so good. I know.
That was intense.
You're so impressed, aren't you, Maria? I played Otherworld Brookhaven yesterday and recorded it to send to Ian. Sorry, I'm leaning down to pet my dog. To send to Ian so that he could kind of review it before he plays his stream Wednesday week. And a good 30 minutes of it is just me trying to talk my dog down from trying to knock my arm off the mouse and make me stop playing. Maria, I'm going to make you so happy. Let's go. It's where you want to be.
You ever stayed in a place like this? The walls are so thin, you can hear everything. Love, hate, jealousy.
James, have you ever been to a pay by the hour, no-tell motel? Have you
James?
ever been to a place this skanky?
Is everything alright?
I do love that in story, she's like, why are you staring at this car? You good?
Hey, you okay? It's like you froze for a second.
Yeah, it's fine.
I have to let things grow up around my skull, Maria. Okay. Now, how he knows to look at this, I don't know. But, again, this is me piloting him. A safe. We need a code. If anyone needs anything, I'm fixing the pipes at 107. We're going to 107. Son, you gotta look good for Maria. Here you go, take a drink. Alright, so I'm gonna take you around this room a little bit. Can we see what's in this book? I don't think so. I've never actually stopped to look at it. Thank you. Yeah, I've played this this part 6 times. And there's still things I haven't looked at all the way. I've only played through to the absolute end of the game once. But I'm sure I will be playing all of these areas multiple times as we go. Okay, so this ad for Araxium, an anxiety medication. I think I mentioned this in the record store when we saw a half torn off ad for this. It looks very 1984, like the book, the movie, not the year. Which is so funny because American pharmaceutical ads that don't come out of James's subconscious trying to tell him things. This ad would be more like blue skies, green grass, a laundry line blowing in the wind, and it would be like, get control of your life, your way, with Araxium. Like I can see the ad on YouTube right when something happens that I want to see. Okay, so finally I noticed this. I'm pretty sure this is like a condom dispenser. Madame Boutique. I laughed my ass off. Again, I was high on cold medicine, and everything was a little too funny. But I was like, girl, what is this? I've never noticed this before. Look at this. The 3 different condom packages all have silhouettes of legs on them, because James. The first one, the green one, actually has the word butterfly. I have a screen cap. I can blow it up for you. Has the word butterfly. As we've discussed, butterflies are associated with Maria. The other thing is that in the world of sexual wellness aids, a butterfly vibrator is a very specific thing. And I was like, they make condoms that do that? When did they come up with that? So I think a lot of this is James trying to be a gentleman and a faithful husband and not think about the fact that Hansy McGee here took him to a motel first chance she had. But his subconscious is like, I mean, she is pretty attractive. And is trying to kind of hint at that. Okay, wait, I know where we need to go real quick. Where's the gate? I had a game crash. And so I came out here thinking I already had the key. And it hadn't saved. And I noticed this dialogue.
Locked. Strange.
Why is that strange?
Never mind. Let's find a way to get it open.
Okay, so clearly Maria has been through this gate at a time when it was not locked. She finds that strange. Kind of the reverse of James trying the gate and then saying, I thought this was locked, that we just saw. So I think, based on the current version of the map, if they did Born from a Wish for this game, to get from Baldwin Mansion to Rosewater Park, for her to meet James there, you would have to come through this motel area. She's already been through this area, and that's why she brought him here, because she knew that's how you get out. And so she thinks it's very strange that suddenly we have a puzzle to find the key. I think 106 is the only door that opens on this side. Which, by the way, don't bother trying to smash a window that's got any kind of anything. Blinds, curtains, anything in front of it, because we can't possibly move that.
Cozy.
This room. There's something wrong with it. I think we should leave.
Oh, loosen up, James. It sure beats running around with those monsters out there.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, this is Douglas Cartland's hat from Silent Hill 3. I asked Ian to talk about that in his stream because I was like, this is Douglas's hat? Who's Douglas? I don't know. I know what I don't know. So you're going to come back at night for the achievement All Is in Order for the secret of room 106. And you're going to see something behind the wallpaper drawn there. In the meantime, me not knowing that the first time I played this, I assumed James was just uncomfortable at the idea of being in a room with Maria and beds. I just assumed he was like, I don't trust either of us right now. I don't want to be here. So if that's 106, we're going to go to 107. Now we, two entire adults, could not possibly push this mattress out of the way. So we're going to have to break in.
I think I'm actually getting used to you smashing stuff up.
Good! I told you, we all say the same things.
Can you let me in?
Okay. If you don't, she'll climb in through the window. I saw this on Mars's version of it, her playthrough. I don't know that Maria will do it unless you're not looking. Like,
Why,
climb in.
thank you, good sir.
M'lady. I don't think she'll climb in unless you're in the other room and not looking. I don't think you can actually watch that animation, although I would really like to. I think that would be really funny. Okay, so we're trying to get... Oh, okay, you're looking at something for me. I've watched videos I've done, whether they were practice or what I posted for y'all. You can see James look in a direction. Disappointment. And you can see me walk past it, and it's absolutely infuriating. So I'm trying to watch for that. It's not even about getting the item. It's just about how upsetting it is to be like, stop. You get, for me and for you. What, why are you still walking? What, stop, James. I'm not pressing the keys. He's just doing his own thing. Okay, here's a note, toolbox memo. 1 less, 3, 1 more, 8, 3 less, 0, 1 more. If you're ADHD, you will forget what you said 0.25 seconds after you said it. So this note is a nightmare. But the math here is 1 less, 0, 3 plus 1, 4, 8 minus 3, 5, 0 plus 1, 1. I have a secret way of remembering that, fortunately. Always leave bullets in the closet. Tip for housekeeping. There's a medical dictionary in here, which to me is just big evidence that Silent Hill has redecorated itself for James's psyche, because no one is thinking about medical dictionaries in a motel except for a man with a terminally ill wife. Nobody is thinking that. What are you doing? Okay, you've already got it.
Hey, you think I'd look good in this one?
This is Maria's original outfit. This is her Christina Aguilera 1999 Teen Choice Awards outfit. And you see how tiny this little outfit is. Like, there's only 2 buttons on the little belly shirt sweater. Tiny little mini skirt. I don't know if you can see it from here, but her black dress kind of has a leopard print embossed on it to match the skirt. So Bluebird team is trying. They're really trying to get the elements of the original costume in here. She has a little belly chain. They didn't bring that in. It does have a leopard print pink choker. They've given her a black choker for this one. It had black boots. They've given her brown boots, which I think lengthen the line of her leg instead of breaking it midway through with a black boot, which means her legs have an unbroken line that look longer, which is what James would appreciate. And I think also it makes sense for them to take away the belly aspect, because a navel is wasted on James. He does not care. He does not care. He wants the legs all the time. So it makes sense. And I'm like, y'all, let this woman cover her soft targets while she is wandering around running from monsters. Please, let her have clothing. That makes sense to me. But people were very, very attached to this original outfit, and they were big mad when they saw the initial, Bluebird team released the new designs, the art, the pictures. They did not like this. They were very upset. But to me, like the colors they're using, the leopard print, this seems to me like a very thoughtful way of updating the outfit, potentially to reflect James's evolving tastes over 20 years, something he would imagine. Maria looks older and more sophisticated, as she might 20 years into this. It makes a lot of sense to me. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Not quite the ringing endorsement, but hey, I'll take it.
I love how awkward he is. I mean, partly because he's trying to be faithful to his dead or not dead wife. And he has some very good boundaries here. He's like, we are not discussing whether you would look good in a tiny skirt. I think about legs way too much as it is. We're not going to talk about this. I appreciate that. But I do love when he gets awkward. Where are we going? Are we going here? Like, I know where we're going, I just can't see in the fog, which, that's the point of the fog. Okay. So the code is the Looking Glass Studios code. Now, Ian told me about this. Looking Glass Studios made the game System Shock, and this was the code to their office's front doors. And so they used it in the game, and it became kind of an in-joke for various games to use these numbers. So if you ever see a code like this and you just want to guess at it, 451 or 0451 are both pretty good blind guesses. And let me see if I can make sure not to mess this up. 0. I'm on a keyboard, and sometimes 4, 5. I'm using WASD and E. It's very easy to hit the wrong key. Okay, we get our little boot key. Okay. No, James, we're trying to... Oh, god damn it, I'm gonna get her killed. Thank you.
Okay, I'm fine.
No thanks to me. I hit the desktop. Maria, are you good? She's just going in circles. I usually do it so much better than that. I didn't hit...
I think you just saved my life back there.
Eventually.
Glad I did.
Yeah. So am I.
That's mortifying. I need to put a clip up of just nothing else but me actually doing that correctly. I tried to pull out the handgun, shoot it very cleanly. The stick came out instead. Then the desktop button on the mouse. Maria, can we go back to the car save and just redo all of this again? I'm so embarrassed. That's honestly worse than the time she got thrown up on. Because I lost control of the mouse. I guess. So embarrassing. Yeah, I don't like messing up my commentary. Well, you've recovered. Where's the gate from here? Where is it? I don't like messing up the commentary, but it's the wrong direction. I don't mind messing up the gameplay because that's something people do. Where the fuck are we? This is not the worst place to get lost. I've gotten lost much worse places. I don't mind it. I don't mind y'all laughing at me. I was the teacher's pet in school, but my class clown comes out when I do these videos.
Yay.
Where to now?
Just down this way.
Okay, I always... Let's look at this house. I always walk past it too fast, or towards it too fast. This is Baldwin Mansion. This is from Born from a Wish. A lot of people complain that Maria's acting is too flat because they're wrong. They're incorrect. I'll fight them in the parking lot. I love her. I love Salome Gunner's daughter. Can't ever say her name right. I love Salome Gunner's daughter's performance. She is the reason why I like Maria. It is certainly not the whole, again, James, it's not that stuff. She's so charming. She really won me over. Her deadpan quality, I think, comes from James. It's kind of copied over because she comes from his mind. You'll notice he says some really deadpan things, and I think that's part of where this performance comes from, to match him. I understood everything about Maria's performance when she said, yay. I understood everything at that point, because if I were in front of this gate, that's exactly what I would have said. It's exactly what I would have said. And I understood everything at that point. She says a lot of things that make people go, including James, make them go, what the fuck are you talking about? It's because she's being really deadpan. Kind of sarcastic. Okay, let's turn around. She's not going to come in, so we're good. On the grate, the grid right there, it's not crooked the way the pyramid head grid is on the door that James went through into Blue Creek Apartments. But it's kind of reminiscent. Okay, so let me walk around a little bit. This is Baldwin Mansion. Maria leaves the club. She fights her way through the streets of Silent Hill. She ends up here talking to Ernest Baldwin. Ernest Baldwin's daughter, Amy, has fallen out of a window and died. And he asks Maria to find an item for him, a bottle of white chrism, which is a chrism is an anointing oil. And she brings it back to him. Now, apparently, she's going to leave it out here. If you play this on your first run, all you see is broken glass, the label of the bottle, white liquid. This is for the rebirth ending. He wants to resurrect his daughter. James wants to resurrect Mary. He's going to read something along the way that tells him he could try to resurrect Mary. It says, I deny thee. Ian's interpretation of this was that it's like saying to the figure of death, I deny you this person I have lost. I am taking them back. Given the movie Pet Sematary, because this game has a lot of Stephen King references, the famous line in Pet Sematary is, sometimes dead is better. And at the end, the main character brings back his wife who has been killed. And she comes back in a very monstrous form. And kind of the very last page, the very last scene in the movie, is that she's about to kill him. And he might even welcome that because he loves her so much. And at the very end of the rebirth ending, we don't see what James has to do. It's just him rowing across the lake. I think it maybe kind of goes black. And he does whatever it is he has to do. And on this black screen, we hear him go, Mary. Like he's succeeded. She's come back. But we don't know what form she came back in. Did she come back wrong? We don't know. So given the Pet Sematary precedent, it makes me wonder if Rebirth is a good or a bad ending for him. And I deny thee may be the person you're bringing back. I deny you rest. I deny you death. I kind of wondered if that was the interpretation. I think both work, honestly. Most of the interpretations Ian and I come up with, 5 between the two of us, I think most of them work.
Liquid. What is that?
Well, you brought it, Maria. So she already doesn't remember anything about this place. Anything that happened here, she doesn't remember talking to Ernest Baldwin. Whatever he told her about James, she doesn't remember. I don't know how she's walking around functioning if she doesn't remember. Like, she's practically got the memento, only the last 5 minutes of memory thing going. I don't know how she's functioning, but these are Amy Baldwin's toys. She liked teddy bears. Laura likes teddy bears as well. And in the DLC, Maria remembers, in the 2 playthroughs I watched, nobody triggered this dialogue, but apparently you can trigger dialogue where Maria says something like, Laura would like one of these. She would like this teddy bear. And it's kind of like, how'd you know who Laura is? She's got some of Mary's consciousness, some of Mary's memories. The dark roots in her hair, she's kind of got a core of Mary inside her. Speaking of Stephen King, here's another one of those damn symbol monkeys. I'm like, sir, if your daughter died, I'm pretty sure that symbol monkey got her. You got to get rid of that symbol monkey. Y'all got to stop with that. Okay, Jesus Christ. Don't hit her. Good God.
Is everything all right?
Well, it was before you hit her.
Yeah, it's just... this place just gives me the creeps. I'm not sure why.
You ever been inside?
I'm not sure. It does feel familiar somehow. Like a bad memory. It's nothing, really.
Okay. Maria, I am so sorry. I was doing so well today, and then I just utterly humiliated myself in regards to taking care of you. Okay. Gun in your hand. I wonder if this relates to Maria having a gun, a revolver, in the DLC. Because, I mean, James has one. but I'm the one shooting it. I don't know. She ends up throwing her gun away over a wall after she is so overwhelmed with loneliness. She discovers that Ernest Baldwin has not been there the whole time. He may have been a ghost. And so she is so overwhelmed by the idea that she is alone in town that she considers using the revolver on herself. And then she throws it away. And and she resolves to go find James. I mean, silently, but this apparently is what she's going to do. Okay, we're going to go look for some posters. Oh, don't frame right. Heaven's Night. I feel like that's Maria in those posters. And it actually looks a good bit like the original Maria, which then kind of raises the question of, is this from a previous time loop? Is this the Lady Maria, advertisements? And then down here, don't let alcohol shatter your life. Go into that club, drinking, looking for Lady Maria, shattering your life, looking at other women. Okay, good, I found this immediately. Araxium, in control. Don't let alcohol shatter your life. The other poster think about your future. I swear I've seen a version of this game, streamers who played it very early, where this was more obviously an anger management poster. Unless I am hallucinating that, I swear to you, I thought that was what this was, which was very interesting to me to have these two put together, alcohol and anger. Because on one hand, that kind of sounds like it might refer to James. I think he does something in a moment of anger. At the same time, however, Mary talks about being angry in her final letter at the end of the game. She says, when I found out I was going to die, I was so angry. I lashed out at everyone I loved, including you. So it makes me wonder, are these two posters about James? Are these two posters about James and Mary as a couple? The verbal abuse that followed, did that towards him, did that drive him to drink? And after that, he kind of spiraled and made some really terrible decisions. But we also saw in Green Pharmacy at Saul Street Apartments a list of drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. And people looked them up, and they turned out to be related to cancer, maybe blood cancer. But one of them was an anxiety medication. So I feel like all the posters for anxiety medication suggest that James didn't take any. He needed it, but he didn't get any. Mary's the one who got the anxiety medication, as you might, dealing with a terminal diagnosis. And after she goes through her lashing out phase, she has this really warm and maternal relationship with Laura. She recovers herself from this initial anger. So she clearly, that's why I think she has had this, the anxiety medication, it was for her, because she is showing the effects of having anxiety treatment. And James is not. James has spiraled. And I think that's why we have posters. He needs this. And it's very threatening. It's sort of like, this is who you're going to become if you don't have it. As opposed to Araxium, the happy pharmaceutical ads we see today. And so, it could be one, it could be both. And it could be that because he didn't have any treatment, his anger was not controlled. His anger was not, he didn't get to deal with it. He didn't have treatment for it, and there was a terrible consequence as a result. I haven't been saying what the big spoiler is.
James.
But you can probably guess.
3 years. That's a long time. What will you tell her when you find her?
That I love her.
Oh, then. Lucky her.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Like I said, 3 years is a long time.
I'm not entirely sure what Maria is trying to get at there. Again, I try to think of at least 2 interpretations for everything. I can think of 6 impossible things before breakfast, and I can think of 6 interpretations for anything in this game. I think she's either trying to hint to him, 3 years is a really long time. Maybe she's forgotten you. Or 3 years is a really long time. Maybe you should have stopped caring about her by now. I don't know. Okay, so we did come from this way. Hey, girl. We are now looking for a fence with a dog treat emblem on it. I have a clip on my channel of me just going, dog treat, for 6 minutes and just obsessively trying to find this doghouse. It has something for the joke dog ending. It goes with the joke UFO ending. And I could not find it. If you remember, dog treat. If you remember the flyer at the pet center. No, it was a magazine at one of the diners. And it was like, new best friend, the cutest, cuddliest good boys around. And that gives you clues. And one of them was to a doghouse. Then you go to the pet center and there's a note about something the employees found near cats and dogs, if you will. Cat Street, and this is near the intersection of Cats and Munson. And it's this kind of pet horror, which, Stephen King had Cujo. Maybe there's that kind of idea there. Can't let it go, can't look away. They're stuck in this store with some animal, some supernatural, horrifying animal that's kind of locked onto them. And I think they're referring to whatever lived in this doghouse. See a chewed up basketball down there. As Ian pointed out, that's probably a human bone it's been chewing on. Like, what is that? Like a hip socket? A thigh bone? And I was like, that could be any animal. I don't know. That was my initial read on it. I was like, I don't know what people feed their dogs in Silent Hill. Who the hell knows? But I think he's right, which is even creepier. Come on, buddy. Come on. Pick it up. Pick it up. What do we... Thank you. Thank you. Miniature bone. And now... combine. Hee. We have the dog key. We're going to go to the hotel. We're going to open a door. And that's going to trigger the dog ending. As you see those dog bowls down there, I pointed out some dog bowls in an apartment in Blue Creek. Exactly the same dog bowls. I don't know if that ties that apartment and tenant to this doghouse. I don't know. Maybe... Oh, don't frame rate. Don't do that. Maybe that's the tenant's leg bone. I don't know. But I was obsessed with getting this item for the ending for y'all. And it was just me going, dog treat! For 6 minutes. Okay, have we been to this porch? We have not. Yes, I'm going to pick up everything. Leave no loot unlooted. Maria, I could take one side of the street and you could take the other. No? This is my house. With the stairs boarded off so that nobody can come talk to me. If I choose to leave, that's one thing. But that's my house. As much as I don't want to break this video into 2 parts, there's an area where we tend to have tech trouble. The game tends to crash, so I may do that after all. I will say, I've gone from a person who is so confused. What? No.
Strange. This should not be here.
Well, it is.
They're both very deadpan.
So, what now?
Now we look for another way.
Come on.
James?
Alright, let's go. Let's dodge this time. We loved nails on stick, but get ready for pipe from car. Okay, buddy.
James?
Stay close.
We got this. Brand new pipe.
Okay.
I was saying, I started off as a person who's very confused by OBS and software, and now I'm the kind of person who says, personally, I prefer to remux it manually. Okay, shoot it. Shoot it. Oh, fucking shit. James, don't. I should have reloaded for you. I'm very sorry. That was all me. That's panic shooting. James. I can't ever have my shit together, can I? I am so sorry. I do need to practice panic shooting. Silver lining. I'm a very positive person. Okay. You can get out of here pretty quickly if you want to. But that's not me. I'm gonna fight everything. Maria, I'm very sorry for what I'm about to do. If it's this difficult for me to aim with a mouse, and that's supposed to be easier, I don't know how people on a controller are doing this. I really don't. Okay. Bloober always gives us little blood tracks to follow. Okay. I would like to surprise you, but I have played this 5 and 6 times. So. Okay. Come on out. That's right. That's you. Just gonna clip through the wall. Are you standing on something? What the fuck? Well, that's new. Come on, James. Get back. I've never seen that happen. That was new. That was new and unusual. Cooper, honey, I'm so sorry. He does not like me fighting. Trying to pet my dog while the monsters approach. Maria does not like monsters. She does not like death and pain. She does not care for this. Yes, that is my slogan now. Death and pain. I'm trying so hard to be polite and not just shoot you in the crotch. I'm trying so hard. Could you pick up the bullets for me, Maria? No? You want to crawl under that too? Actually, okay. This is a shortcut and I'm not taking it. Sorry, Maria. I'm the worst. The reason I say the Saul Street Apartments area is such an important tutorial is that it teaches you to move furniture. And if you didn't know that was a thing, you wouldn't know that you need to push this. And I didn't think about that the first time I played this, and I got lost for, no kidding, 30 minutes. I have this on video if you would like to see it. Come on out. Let's fight. Let's do it. Oh! You're feeling spicy. Okay. I'm like, let's show the people what y'all can do. I will say, as much as I initially felt bad about beating female monsters to death constantly. And I do every time I play the game at the beginning. There's a point when you're like, no, I don't care anymore. Dozens of them have come at me. I don't care. I am over any feelings. I don't care if I'm problematic. This is how I survive. Okay, James, get closer. Get closer. Okay, not this time. Not this time. We're a mess, but she's not getting us this time. Not this time. Not gonna do it. Oh, it's you. Oh, you. Stop it. Stop it. My dog's unhappy. My dog is unhappy. Because yeah, I could have gotten out of here 5 minutes ago, but I'm just fighting everything because I like it. My dog needs his ear scratched so bad. I know you don't like any of this. I know. Okay, last time I fought everything. Oh, got the boogie again? I fought everything with the Cooper. You're not helping me. I fought everything with the pipe just for practice, and I got dogpiled in the street. I think I had like 4 of them on me all at once. I have the clip up so that you can watch it. We're not doing that this time. We are absolutely not doing that. Where are you? I know y'all are coming out. Where are you? I know there's at least 2 more of you. Oh shit, what was that? Oh, fuck me. Who broke what? Oh, stop it. Cooper, you can't play. I knew you were coming. Oh, get out, get out, get out of the way. Oh no, no, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't y'all both do this. Stop it. We're not fucking dying in the backyard. Oh no, 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 don't get Maria. Don't kill Maria. No, no, don't do that. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Yes, that happened to me at Octantis Fuels one time. Like 2 runs ago when I played this, I shot everybody very neatly. I did such a good job. Oh, come back out. Get over here. I just find new... Get over here! I find new and interesting ways to fuck up every time I play this. Come back. Just come back. I can't shoot you when you're fast. Can you just come back? Damn. Damn! Would you get away from Maria? Jesus Christ. I have seen people who hated Maria so much that they let her die. It is possible. She could have died if she took enough damage. And that will fuck you up to get the Maria ending. You won't. You need the points of protecting her. I'm going for in water this time. But if we were able to go back and get a second ending, I would like Maria. Oh, okay, we didn't have to move that piece of furniture at all. Oh. You could have. Huh. Usually I go in through the door right there and pick up those bullets. That door. You know you've played... Oh, you! I always chase you around. Where are you?
Through the fence.
No, Maria, I'm busy. One time I played this and it went after her. I have not gotten everybody. Coming around the edge. Coming around the edge. Not this time. Not this time. James. What? Whoa! Okay. Frame rate, but you're also kind of spicy. Alright. Damn. Alright. Or you could lift the board. Okay, this is one of my favorite.
James. I'm not sure I would have made it.
You wouldn't have, trust
Just
me.
stay close.
This is one of my favorite sections. Cooper, we're not going to fight anything for a minute. You can calm down. Okay. I think I'm going to break after this because the section after this tends to crash. Okay. Maria? I want you to look at Maria's butterfly tattoo. The butterfly on the door and the word wish. She just always has to be the most. Just the sensual trailing of her fingers across the door. Just the most. A red door. She's associated with red. Okay. I love, if you're not familiar with the game, and you're not familiar with the things that I've already hinted at, I love the slow reveal of where she's brought us. So you look through here. So it's clearly a bar of some kind with red Solo cups. And the last time I bought a drink at a bar that came in a plastic cup like that, it was a Dragon Con with 80,000 people. So you can tell up front, this is not the most expensive, not the classiest joint we've ever been to. Love a rusty syringe from a disreputable joint. So there's a kitchen. It fixes food. Is it a restaurant? Okay, so now... So now there's a stage door. We're backstage somewhere. Okay, is it a theater? Lockers. Some pictures of kittens. A sweater that comes pre-nippled for some reason. A lot of red associated with Maria. Got one of those blue, turquoise blue oscillating fans. You know me and fans. Cycles, repetition. James has been to a place like this before, it's implied. And he may time loop with Maria a lot and come here a lot of times. Beefcake, calendar. More beefcake. We have some broken light bulbs, much like we had at the pier. Mary's time of death, all clocks, always. Bullets, because there's no place in Silent Hill that doesn't have bullets. Let's see, we got some mirrors we can't see ourselves in, broken mirrors, Jameson mirrors. Families and pets, more beefcake. Families and pets. I love you, Mom. Some drawings. Okay, so we have women who work here. They like to look at hot, built guys. They have families. And that occurred to me since we went through the whole thing about James and Mary wanting to have children. I don't know to what extent James's subconscious has decorated this location and to what extent it's a real location and this is what it looks like outside of him. Because we do see a montage of places around town at the end of near the end of the Leave ending. And we do see this club. Gave that away. Which does imply that it is a real place other people who find themselves in Silent Hill could visit. I don't know to what extent the things he sees are things he sees. Only him. But he is seeing someone who has children, who has a child, who has a family. Which is interesting so that he's not just objectifying women's legs. He is thinking about at least one of these women as a person with a life unto herself. And that may be a little self-interested because he does want kids. And I told you the thing about maybe Maria's offering to have a kid with him. I'm not sure. There's also an anxiety ad flyer up there. Pictures of people with their friends, makeup. Look at that lipstick right there. There's a red lipstick somewhere over here that I think we see in the next strange photo we'll find after this, because here's one right here. Ready to kill it with a pole on stage. Maria brought us to a strip club. The one where it seems that she worked, or she's based off someone who works here. This is where Maria has brought us. And I love this slow reveal where if you don't know, I love watching streamers be like, Maria, did you really? But I do think there's little hints of Mary in here, like in the back of his mind. That flowered hat is not a strip club aesthetic. It's very much the boutiques we saw in Eastern South Vale in the shopping district. I think you might see one like that at the jewelry store, one in the boutique. That's more of a flower print Mary aesthetic. Right below that, you see a box marked fragile, which makes sense for someone in poor health. I am not sure, but I think that box, I've kind of got the flashlight pointed at, I think that's labeled videos, which James is going to watch a videotape to find out what he did on a TV, much like this one right here. And it's broken because he doesn't want to accept the truth yet. And these Mary associated items are behind a curtain that's only a little bit open. Like he's trying to hide Mary, but she's still back there behind these red curtains. I have pictures of the lipsticks I'm talking about. It's not the most crucial thing in the world. Something I did find interesting in just a really weird way, this blue bottle here, that's some real Gilded Age 1900s, big hair hat, tiny waist corset. It's like a cosmetic from 1900. I'm not sure why that's thrown in here. Like you see a couple of things in here. Yeah, you see that bottle a few times. So some of these cosmetics look kind of vintage, 1900. Some of them look kind of 1950s. Like there's a bottle of perfume with a little squeeze. I forget what they're called. A little spray bottle with a little squeeze thing. But these nail polishes are they look very OPI, which is the brand I used to wear. And they're still in production. I actually had that exact color of purple. I forget what it's called. I used to wear Cosmelted in the Sun and Cosmonaut Tonight Honey. Significant other color. Those were the three I used to wear. So get a good look at these lipsticks. Do we have anything else? I have an entire post just walking through the decor because that's who I am. A red robe. Maria's color red, right? That's a broken mirror. That isn't, or is that one of the photos? No, it's one of the photos. Yeah, okay. Hot, muscular guy. Interestingly, this guy, this picture you see a few times, it has a woman's hands around him. And the first thing Maria does when she meets James is to start touching him. So there's an idea that maybe Maria is exactly what he wanted, but what he thought he wanted. But then he gets it in real life, and he's kind of like, I don't know that I want this. I don't know about this. And maybe that's trying to be faithful to Mary on one hand, kind of at war with fantasizing about someone more fun. Maybe that's part of it, because the second time she touches him, he thinks about it. Like, go back and watch his face. That man goes somewhere else for a moment. Real foggy, if you will. Real foggy look on his face. And I didn't get to go through all of that scene, but he gets very confused. And, didn't you say your wife died? Oh, Yeah. You know, he's very, you know, I can't remember. I'm trying to think of something. He gets very foggy around Maria. She is a distraction. She is actually one of the 9 delusions. She's up there with the individual monsters in Pyramid Head. Okay, so this Heaven's Night poster, Wild Wednesday, I am not even sure what we're looking at. That's a leg. Okay, so we're going to see that larger somewhere. God is in TV. That sticker is a really interesting statement in light of James's reckoning coming from getting the truth on a TV. Okay, I also have an entire post about what I think James's masculine ideal is. And again, and you'll notice the lipstick kiss on the pack right there. So clearly this is what women find desirable. And I don't find this homoerotic at all, because everywhere else, James imagines female pinup pictures. Oh, fuck me. Did I not go? I didn't go back to the Jack garage and show you everything in there. Fuck me. Okay, that was really important. I have a video I'll post of what's in there, but it had a strange photo. It had a poster of Maria. Fuck me. Okay. So he imagines pinups of women everywhere else in town. When he's in a women's space, he sees what they want. And it's interesting to me that it's either the actual Heaven's nightclub bleeding through and saying, this is the decor that's actually here, independent of you, or it's his brain kind of bringing some insecurities forth and saying, women like guys who look like this. Because listen, James is a cute guy, okay? I have some pictures. Like, there's a moment where he's talking to Maria and the focus is on her face, and kind of in the background, you see him kind of hugging himself. It specifically makes him look very meek and shy and lost. And you can kind of see that he is not a hugely built guy in that moment. He's very close to her height. She starts calling him big man and big guy, and he's clearly not. Like, and I make sure to say in this post, listen, I would swipe right on a guy built like James. I don't like huge beefcake. No matter what you look like, you should feel good about yourself. I'm saying James should not feel bad about himself, but he might feel a way about it on his own. He wishes he looked really built like this, and he doesn't. That was a truck outside. Okay, I was like, what? James looked around like, what the fuck was that? Because when Pyramid Head kicks our ass, and right as we leave Blue Creek, right as Pyramid Head walks out, he gets this hero shot. You know, his back as he kind of walks very slowly through the doorway and stops, and he's all muscular. And you cut to James, and the look on James's face is not the look on my face after having a panic attack for 3 minutes trying to run away from this guy. The look on James's face is kind of this admiring awe. Like, he's like, wow, that guy, I almost got killed by that guy. I think Pyramid Head is his masculine ideal. And Max Sterrett talks about how Pyramid Head may both be his id and his shadow side. So I think it's important that we kind of see here that James is maybe a little insecure about not looking like someone else from his psyche. We got some more items in here. Okay. No, we don't. Okay, do we have dress forms, which I class with mannequins? Mannequins with high heels, no less. We had that red light come on just then. Ian referenced the Police song Roxanne. You don't have to turn on the red light, like the red light district. I think it was inspired by Sting seeing sex workers in Paris, I think it said, Wikipedia said. So that's definitely associated with Maria being a dancer at a strip club. Because some people have speculated that maybe she was also a sex worker. But here's the thing. Like I've said, she was born from a wish like this morning. So technically, I don't think she's been any of these things. But again, she may be patterned after this Lady Maria who may have been a dancer, a sex worker. We don't know. Someone James saw. And that's the thing. I think James has been to places like this, but we don't know what he did there. But I'll get to that in a minute. These are arcade machines. Defenders of Horizon? For Horizon? There is an arcade game called Defender. And then we have Trample. And there's a Konami game called Scramble from the golden age of arcade games. I went and looked this up. And Konami being the company that puts out the Silent Hill franchise for the last, more than 25 years. They started out fixing and manufacturing jukebox machines. If you go back to the jukebox puzzle in Eastern South Vale, I think Bloober Team may have thought of that due to Konami's history. And after that, they moved into arcade games. And from there, they moved into video games. So I think these two games may be an allusion to that. Let's see. More high-heeled mannequins. Okay, so we're about to come out into the main room. Main club of Heaven's Night. Okay, here's that poster. I wasn't sure what it was. Here's the word wish, written again. Maria is born from a wish. Wild Wednesday. Come for a drink. Stay for the show. All private dances. 30, maybe it says minutes. 30, it wouldn't say $30 because the dollar sign would come first. I don't know, but private dances. Okay. I am not entirely sure what is going on in this picture. There's a leg. I can't tell if it's an arm and a shoulder near the bottom. I don't know. But next to that, don't let alcohol shatter your life. I think James has been to a place like this, had a drink, maybe gotten a private dance. He feels really ashamed of it. Okay, so that neon signage right there, Paradise, the reclining woman, that comes from the original game. Ian talks about the music we're about to hear and on his stream, and it's really worth watching because he, short version, figures out that Akira Yamaoka has thrown in some tritones, the devil's chord, and he gets out his keyboard overlay and plays it on the piano, essentially. Because in the game, the music is done with these soft synthesizer notes, so it sounds kind of slinky and relaxing and mysterious, but you don't hear until Ian plays it that it is like some Phantom of the Opera shit, where it's just like, da, da, and we'll hear it later. But it's like this veil is pulled back, and you can kind of see what Maria's... I think Maria has the best intentions for herself. I don't think she's trying to hurt James, but it's not what he wants. And this is why I wanted to mention that Bible verse about staying away from demons. I don't think Maria is a demon, per se. But I think there is definitely this imagery, this subtext, that she's no good for James. No good. He needs to stay away from her. And the music kind of suggests this as well. We're about to have a cutscene, so you can listen to that music.
Maria?
What? Oh, come on, don't give me that look. I was just kidding.
What is this? Is this the special place you met?
Don't be silly. Just have to go through and out the front. Then again, now that we're here, can't we stay? Just for a little while. Catch our breath before we head back out there.
I don't have time to take a break. Mary could be out there, waiting for me.
I know. It's just... this place, this whole thing, it's like a nightmare. I just wanted to get away from it, even for a second. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I guess this place is getting to me, too. Am I crazy? You know, for thinking she could be here.
Crazy is one word for it, I guess. I can think of another.
What's that?
Hopeful.
Well, that's a nicer way of putting it.
Here.
What are you doing?
Something to take the edge off. No? You sure? Fine. Be that way. Here's to... hope. Undying.
We should probably get going.
Fine. Ready when you are.
Okay, that man wanted that drink real bad. Real bad. The original game actually has some flavor text when you examine some liquor bottles where James kind of thinks, I drink too much. I drink away the loneliness and the pain. So we know he has an alcohol problem from the first game. And the second game puts all of these, the remake, puts all of these don't let alcohol shatter your life posters just constantly. But it also has this one moment, and we're going to walk around a bit, this one moment where he so clearly has some relationship with alcohol. He wants it so bad. He's tempted. He looks ashamed, regretful. And they hold on that look so long, you're not going to miss it. I've never seen anybody play this game because I love watching playthroughs. I've never seen anybody miss that. They always go, is that what they're saying? He has a problem? Yeah, he does. Let's see. Here's a poster. This reminds me a lot of... I just noticed the word lost written in the bottom left corner. I've never noticed that before. This reminds me a lot of 60s Italian film posters. She looks specifically to me like Edwige Fenech. I have a post of pictures of her from the Hot Vintage polls that was it last year? she did this very iconic, beautiful eye makeup, but this poster focuses on her mouth. And we're going to fight something called the flesh lip when we get to Brookhaven Hospital. And everybody points out that all of the monsters that have the flesh lip have mouths, some of them in their hands. But they're beautiful lips. They're not toothy, gaping mauls. They're these very out of place, beautiful, feminine looking lips. And I think it's relevant that we only see those after we've been here to Heaven's Night. This poster, you see a woman's mouth. You see basically a deep V-neck of her dress. I had to really sit here and try to figure out what I was looking at. Kind of at her sternum, this dark spot. I don't know if that written is maybe a B and not a 4. I'm really not sure what it is. Interestingly, the women in these posters tend to have dark hair, but I think that's a graphic design decision to have red and black. Let me real quick. Okay, so here we have a leg. I don't know if those are supposed to be mouths. Behind it, I have no idea. I'm surprised we didn't have a fishnet monster, quite honestly. I think that's a leg. Hard to say. The fact that we're not sure what's on these posters kind of makes it classier to me. It's very abstract. But then...
Is that you?
Would you like it to be?
As Ian points out, I think Maria is sincerely asking. Not like, yeah, she's being all sexy about it, but it's also like, no, seriously. What do you want me to be? Do you want me to be Lady Maria, the headliner? Because, I mean, I can do that. The poster upper right corner. I think that's the pole, but that's a woman, knee up, a leg. Girls' night till 2 a.m. Let's see. One up there at the top, VIP party, Wild Wednesday. The one in the lower left corner looks like a woman lying on her hip. Is that some more fishnet? Girls, girls, girls. Okay, here we go at the front. Again, I have a post with these, with this blown up as a screenshot. That red and black sticker looks very Twin Peaks to me, like the Red Room. And then there's the Happy Shinny Amusement Park pony horse sticker. What's this down here? I can't tell what that is. That supposed to be 2 records, like groovy music? I can't tell. There's a Union Jack and an American flag, and I'm not sure why. This bar was apparently based after one in Wilmington, North Carolina, that also inspired the bar in Blue Velvet, which we've already seen a major homage to. Okay, so then we have stickers on the mirror. Let's try to... Robbie the Rabbit from the amusement park. 3 Peaks Tours, Twin Peaks. Beautiful lips, again. They've added something to the Heaven's Night logo from the original game. They've added butterflies, which is why I think the butterflies, Maria has the tattoo, kind of like, I work here. This is kind of the mascot of the bar. Here's the bottle of whiskey she poured. Fifth River. The fifth river of the underworld in Greek mythology is Lethe, the river of forgetfulness. That lotus there are the lotus eaters in the Odyssey who forget where they were going, what they were supposed to be doing. So it's a good thing James did not take that drink. What else do we have here? You see this little figurine of, I don't know if it's a horse. You see that in several places. You see it in the hospital too. It's very strange. Mary's time of death. Okay, this is important. Sybil Bennett's glasses from the first Silent Hill. A picture of a blonde girl. Somebody went out of bounds with a mod or a hack, and the face is scratched out. It's not supposed to be anybody in particular. A wallet and a wedding ring. And as you remember in the very opening scene of the game, I went out of my way to say, look at the fact that James does not have his wedding ring on. There's a tan line where it's missing. I'm not saying he literally lost it at Heaven's Night. I'm saying visually, particularly if this came out of his subconscious or his psyche, kind of like, oh no, remember that time I lost my ring? It could even be metaphorical, but I think this is the connection to, yeah, James was kind of messing around at bars and clubs like this. The ring being so close to a picture of a blonde may suggest the kind of women he was interested in took off his ring so they wouldn't know he was married. Was he looking at women? Was he talking to them afterwards? Did he ever go backstage and see those mannequins and get that into his psyche? Did he hang out with any of them? Did he do anything else afterwards? We don't know. It's a whole spectrum of possibilities, and we don't know. But I do think he was doing something, and he's very ashamed of it. Whoa. Okay, wait, there's that horse sticker again. Jacob's Logger. Oh, I've never seen that before. Jacob's Logger is a reference to Jacob's Ladder, which was a huge influence. I know there's a Jacob's Lager later at a different bar. Oh my god, but I didn't know it was here. Here's a butterfly sticker. Fans. That's literally just like, hey, fans. Oscillating fans. It's a thing. Okay, just the word. And there's that red and black Red Room sticker. Oh my god, that's so great. I've never noticed that before. How many times have I played this and I've never noticed it? That's so great. Whoa, is that right there? Okay, that's a coaster. The word dream, in the record store we saw a record called Fake for some reason. And I think this is yet another little subconscious sign that the world of Silent Hill, his Silent Hill, isn't real. Kind of like that Bliss ending. And he needs to set aside the distractions. But we also have that moment when Maria is standing right next to the word dream, or we see her framed next to it. She is kind of his, quote, dream girl from his dreams. Oh, okay. I only noticed this for the first time on that scrapped video. I was like, hey, what am I looking at here? Yeah, that's a woman's hands unfastening a garter belt, and the lower half is her leg with the suspenders and the stocking. Heaven's Night Party. I was like, oh my, that's the most suggestive thing we've seen in this. Wow. Do you ever give it a rest, James? Like, ever? Do you ever? Okay. We've got one more thing to find down there. Don't let me forget.
You gonna dance for me, big guy? I'd pay to see that.
I know some people would disagree with me. I personally don't think James would be very good at it. Otherwise, I might entertain the thought, but I don't think he would be very good at pole dancing. Here's another just disembodied mouth. Just a mouth. Okay, so we gotta go down to the floor, right? Okay. We're getting very close to me needing to cut. Trying not to run you into anything, James. There's a nurse's costume, like a cheap Party City Halloween costume. The little headband, garter, tiny little nurse dress. This could be foreshadowing the nurses at Brookhaven Hospital. But, more likely, it's an alternate costume you can get for a character named Eileen. I want to say in Silent Hill 3. Maybe 4, I think it's 3. It has jiggle physics, if that tells you anything. So I think it looks more like that costume. But it could be either one. I've probably missed something, but one last thing. There's like a fucking taxidermy stag head up here. This could have been from the original Wilmington bar. It could also be that kind of way up here is a symbol of masculinity or male sexuality. And it's kind of up near the top of the ceiling like it's, in his head, it's his thoughts, and everything down on the floor is what he's thinking of. I finally looked up and just went, what the fuck? Because it's a beautiful location. The lights, the colors are so good. And I finally just looked up and went, what the fuck? I don't think I'll take screenshots of any of this up here. I'm leaning away from the microphone. Sorry. I'll look and see if there's anything else there. I don't think so. Have we seen everything? Have we run out of music? Okay. I was hoping we would get to the tritone part. Let's see if there's anything else I need to look at. Wish. That word again. Crew. 4 minutes for 50 cents. This is what payphones used to be like, guys. If you're younger than me, you may not know about that, but everybody had quarters in case they had to make phone calls. Okay. Hit us with the music. That's your tritones. And it sounds so sinister when Ian plays it. Man, do I have... Can I get back? Fuck me. Maybe I can get back from Jackson. I'm so mad. I may be able to do that for us. I'm going to stop here because we're going on like 3 hours. And I think OBS is going to get fussy. So what I'm going to try to do, I may even do this as a completely separate video to post. I'm going to go back to the garage if I can get us there. And then we're going to jump back to this save. And we're going to... Yeah, I think we can do this one. Let's try this one. And then we're going to jump back here. We're going to go to Moonlight Grove. And then we're going to go to the Reverie Theater. We're going to try to get to Brookhaven Hospital. If it crashes on us, I've already got a save that will get us past that. For the next commentary, it'll be good. So, let's break here. Okay, let's assume this is one commentary video unto itself. So, thank y'all for watching this with me. Again, I'm on Patreon and Tumblr. I'm on Blue Sky, all under the name Cleolinda. If you want to watch Ian's streams, he's iDoherty451. I believe that's also his username on Blue Sky and Tumblr, the same usernames. All right, so I will see you guys in a minute.